must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Begin. Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much. This is Friday, 18th of September, 2020, the year of our Lord. Thank you very much in Nairobi. Good morning, Miriam Ogutu. Good morning. Good morning, everybody in the studios there. How are you doing in the studios?
A very good morning to you, Doctor, and a very good morning to our viewers. We are doing very well. The weather is fantastic here in Nairobi, so we're enjoying every bit of it.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Karen in Malindi. I believe you are ready for the weekend. The signs are very clear, being a Friday. Thank you very much. That dress signifies entry into water as soon as we finish the job.
Yes.
Thank you very much. This morning, we shall look at, as the program goes, we shall look at COVID-19 newspaper, and Miriam can go through all the topics so that people can join in and join out on the topics that they want. I am Dr. David Matanga from the Political Command Center of Punchline Africa Television, away from Nairobi in Kenya. Thank you very much. Take it away, Miriam.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor, for that introduction. So we shall look at the COVID-19 updates, and then we shall go to a newspaper review. And also on the week that was, we shall look at the revenue allocation, the latest. Finally, Senate there agreed yesterday, and then the fight against corruption, President Uhuru Kenyatta's blueprint, BBI and politics of referendum, succession and election. And then after that, we shall cross over to other stories, and we shall look at the relationship between Kenya and Tanzania, and also in Uganda, Bobi Wine and 5 million opposition there. And then finally, Somalia. President Farmajo has appointed a new prime minister, and also still under Kenya, return to school or not. So we have so much, Doctor, packed for our viewers today. So that is what we shall be looking at this morning.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And in Nanyuki, live from Nanyuki, via video link or telephone audio link, is our correspondent, Javan Karanja. Good morning, Karanja. He is not online yet. I don't know, but he is listening, and he will be watching right from that place in. And we shall be joined, of course, by Professor Gerard and others. And we have Mbijiwe on standby, somewhere lurking in the shadows. He's going to join us as soon as is possible today. Thank you very much, viewers. Miriam, take us through all these technicalities of COVID-19. Where are we standing? How are we standing? So many things. This morning, when I was looking at achievements of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Good morning, Nanyuki.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Today I'm coming. Thank you. Today I'm coming from Nyeri County.
You are live in Nyeri.
Coming in a place called Larumoru.
Larumoru in Nyeri. Good morning. Yes, good morning, Nyeri County.
Good morning to Nyeri is fine, and the weather is moderate today.
Okay, thank you very much. Hold on the fire. And hold on the fire and get your fire as usual. And tell us what is happening around with Narumori, Nyeri, Nyandarua, and all those places.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Miriam, back to you. The whole situation is in your hands now.
Okay.
You can save us.
I'm not sure, but I think in COVID-19, Kenyans have to learn to save themselves. So far, the confirmed cases in the country stands at 36,576 cases. The death toll is 642, and recoveries is 23,611. And our neighboring country, Uganda, the confirmed cases is 5,380. The death toll has reached 60, and recoveries is at 2,489. And in South Sudan, the figures there seems to have been contained at 2,599. The death toll is 49 and recoveries is 1,290, and South Africa being the leading country in Africa in terms of infection and also the number of deaths right now stands at 655,572 cases, and the death toll in South Africa is 15,772. Recoveries is 585,303, and the total cases in Africa this morning is 1,373,926, and the death toll in the continent is 33,255, and recoveries so far stands at 1,127,386, and of course the global figures have surpassed 30.3 million cases there, and the death toll is slowly nearing 1 million, right now standing at 950,557, and recoveries are slightly over 22 million. So, Doctor, that is our situation in regards to COVID-19. So I think the big question is, should the schools reopen? Before we go to the other topics.
Miriam.
Yes.
Thank you very much for reading us the figures. We appreciate the work of the Minister of Health, the work of the President, and all his team that he put on COVID emergency team. Thank you. But we shall part ways when they try to bring any child to school. That one, I want to warn everybody to know, I am not a party to anything where they say the children come back to school. Let our children stay home. Let people's children stay in their houses. Corona is coming, second wave, third wave. We have lost the year. Mr. President, listen to us. Don't be hurried by merchants who want to sell commodities to schools. This is disease in Europe. It is closing down. They are looking back. They have trimmed activities. It is very shameful for Africa to think of opening activities. Let's wait. We have lost this year. Education does not run away. Education does not run away. But life runs away. I'm pleading. If people don't hear me, I am Paul preaching in Judea. I will go away. I will wash my hands. But the consequences of bringing children back to school is not, are children eating too much food? Are some parents saying the children are eating too much food? We have only 2 months to December. I am speaking as a parent, so you can't disqualify me. All my grandchildren are in their houses. I don't have only children, I have grandchildren. Actually, 10 of them. 10 in number. 10, like this. They are in the houses. They have not gone to school. So why are you telling me you want to rush people's children to school? Take the university students. My last born daughter is in the campus. Last week, she went to the campus. I've been paying the dormitory for free because it is in a place where competition is so high. Even they saw the corona, but they made us pay more. So Miriam, on the question of schools, Karen is a teacher. Karen, you teach children, you teach elders, adults. Please also add your voice to my voice. Is it the right time to deliver these children to hell? Back to you, Karen.
I agree totally with what you just said, because I have said this so many times before. The way the mind of a child works is not the same way the mind of an adult will work. Now, based on that, I have said that kids forget very fast. So it's easier for them to get affected the most, because they would exchange masks, they will do all of that. And by the time this kid gets back home, it's not how he left or she left. So with an adult, this adult knows that he or she has to carry sanitizers with him. He has to wash his hands. But these are kids who also don't even know how to wash themselves, if we're talking about young kids. So how do you convince me that this same child will follow the protocols or the guidance, or will keep the social distancing? It's very difficult. So we are not doing them a favor by getting back to school anytime soon. As for the grown-ups, they can take care of themselves. So I support what you just said, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Karanja, in 3 sentences, are people in Nyeri taking their children to school? They wanted them to push their children to hell. And organize hell. The disease is warning you. In London, they are warning us. They have closed back. In Paris, they have closed back. In Scandinavian countries, they have closed back. We are not going to talk. We don't want people to tell the president lies. I am not, my mouth does not stink of lies. Me, I said the truth. And I am telling you, before this corona ends, somewhere in Africa, someone will be in court for crimes against humanity. I've been telling people this, deliberately giving wrong information that we should send back the children to school. I am not of the opinion that for now, we have lost a year. Let's begin in January. Let's arrange desks. Let's arrange water boreholes. Let's drill more boreholes. Let's drill more wells. Let's get water tanks. Let's take everything near the schools. Then we can send the children to the school. Less than that, I am not a party. Go ahead.
I really support what you're saying. Unless the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Health ensure that our children will not get infected in school, unless they are sure that they have enough water to cater for all these schools. We understand in our country there are schools that are located in remote areas where we don't have even water. The Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health, they should combine not together. And these things of Ministry of Education teaching us to subsidize every time and then. Today the minister says this, tomorrow he says that. That should not be the case. They should sit down and come up with a good recommendation on how school will be open. And there's no need to be in a hurry. School will be there even after COVID-19. But life will go on forever. Therefore, parents should not be taking up their children to school. Because some of these schools are in deplorable state. They will get infected there. Some schools do not have even enough bathrooms. We have classes with about 70 students in one class, primary school. How is that social distance being maintained there? It is impossible. Therefore, the Ministry of Education, they should come up with a way. I found in the course of this week, Professor George Magoha came up with some of the recommendations on how schools will be open. But some of those things that he said to be observed cannot be achieved now unless we have enough time to do that. And that is my observation here. And let me tell you, in this region, parents are not ready to eat life. They are not ready to play Samaria with their children, taking them to school where they get where life is lost. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Karanja from Nyarumoro in Nyeri,
Yeah.
in the northeastern part of Kenya, towards the grain basket of this country called Nanyuki. That is our correspondent, Karanja, Javani Karanja, of the Legacy Trend and the Punchline Africa TV. Thank you very much. Hold on the line.
Thank you.
We shall call you back again, or you will listen up to the end. Miriam,
Yes.
there you are.
You know
1
what?
billion
Yes.
shillings.
Before we get even...
Boost schools reopening. Umeona? People have smelled money again here.
Doctor, the schools, I agree with you 100% this morning. I think all of us agree, and a lot of parents out there agree that should the schools open, they should start opening the higher learning institutions, colleges and universities, because those are adults who can listen and who can adhere to these measures put in place. But the measures that the Ministry of Health put in place, they're about social distancing, and the number of students in a class is not a reality in the local Kenyan setting. In my child's school, that could be possible because even right now there are 15 in a class. But when they go to the eating hall, it's not that big. So all of them will go there at the same time. So there will not be a social distancing. You cannot tell children that you can be in school the whole day and not go out there and play outside as some of the measures they are suggesting. So I think opening schools right now is an impossibility. Let the colleges open and the universities. Those are people who can take care of themselves, who can listen, who can be careful. But children, I think it's a no, doctor, and this morning I think we are all in unison. And it's very interesting. I told you about that program I was listening to yesterday, and a lot of parents, a few parents who called, they were complaining that the children have become a nuisance to them at home. And you wonder, no wonder we have a crop of young people and parents who are just completely out of touch with who their children are. So COVID has forced them to be parents back at home and to look after their children and to nurture their children. And now it appears that is the job they normally leave for their teachers out there. So I think also now we might want to review, and encourage our parents to just take up the responsibility of being parents very, very seriously there, as now they're very tired of having the children back at home. Can you imagine? You're tired of having your child at home. Your 9-year-old, your 10-year-old. Are you serious as a parent?
First of all, I don't know whether you are joining or not. Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
First of all, my children are grown up. So don't blame me, I did not tell you. And none of my grandchildren is in Africa. So don't blame me again that I did not tell you. If I'd been a bad man, since mine have grown, I would keep quiet. But mine are grown, but still, I tell them not to try. Thanks God they are that side where regulations are very clear. The schools that are opening in London, in Europe, are schools, universities, higher institutions of learning, colleges, where people are able to take themselves to the dormitory, to the bathroom, to the toilets. Some schools don't have even toilet, latrines, basics. So it might not be corona going to kill people. It might be cholera coming. It might be typhoid. It might be diarrhea. It might be even, is it Ebola? Ebola. Things can come in anytime now. So the best thing we can do, let's do one thing. Leave these children where they are. Christmas is approaching. The little money that you have, budget to buy your children some rice and the things. We eat, we pray. God is coming back. He has just visited somewhere else, but he's going to come and visit us. Yes, he's coming to visit us. If you have been a Christian praying for 55 years like I have been, I've been praying for 55 years. God help me every time when I'm stressed. God, not only when I'm stressed, even when I'm free. One of the books that I want to touch quickly, that's why you see my Bible has, even the cover has worn out. I touch it even when I'm eating. I'm at the table. I try to touch it. For 43 years, I've had that book. I pray, I opened a page, surprisingly. It gives me the vision of what is going to happen tomorrow, or what might happen, but it might not tell me it is coming now, but it says, unite me. Then when you walk around, you find the same thing. So the most important thing that you need to do, don't take our children to school. Professor Magoha recommend to the president that schools can open in January or February when every institution, every checks. Governors took money here for COVID-19. They started purchasing vehicles. Magari, they started paying for other things. The Minister of Health was complaining. How sure are you that the headmasters that you want to give your children, even if you give them another fund, they will use that money to keep your children safe? I know the difficulties of the people who have private schools. They borrow the money to run these schools. The banks are on their necks. Let that list be drawn and be sent to the government, to the president, to say, please, ask the banks to go slow on them. Because if you're owner of the private school and you have already taken parents' school fees, we don't want to end up in a situation where people are being leached. We want to end up in a situation where things are worked out properly. So therefore, that's the way I think. I am happy to submit. Professor, my dear brother, good morning.
Good morning to you, Dr. Masanga and Miriam and Karen.
I'm sorry, today you have something like one eye like a telescope or something. Because it is pointing up this way as a telescope on the screen. Thank you very much. It is a round thing. We have gone through COVID-19. We are talking about schools. Just a minute or so, or a half, on the children going to school or not going to school.
Yeah, my take on that, Dr. Masanga, is that whether we open now, we open tomorrow, we open January, we open another day after, is to ensure that the safety of our children. If the inspection can be done and say that then the children need to go to school, that's so be it. But from where I stand and from within the infrastructure I see in schools, let them consider opening schools in January. It is also good to prepare parents. There are some parents who are living in the cities, and some of them, they lost their jobs. Rent become unbearable. So give parents also time to plan. And as you do things, as you have a committee, Dr. Masanga, the Constitution says consult widely. So don't just wake up one morning and you say, because some interest group are saying open schools, and then you open. Open the schools when you know the infrastructure is ready and available for our children. Otherwise, if we don't do that, there's a disaster in waiting. There's a disaster in waiting, and we don't want to pray for that. Let us give parents time to prepare for the opening in school in January. Even the children have been cycled for January. Everybody has been cycled for January. So that's what I have to say, Dr. Masanga. Involve people, plan well. Let us not work as if we are in the jungle.
Okay. Thank you very much, Miriam. There you are. Let's move to the newspaper.
All right.
The Standard newspaper had a very good headline called Raila's new plan to flatten the Ruto's cap. What? So this...
What a pickup line there.
So is this flattening a curve is a new phase politically?
Well,
a political curve. Okay, let's see. ODM leader is in aggressive drive to checkmate. Deputy President's early campaign is through countrywide builds a momentum to launch of BBI report. Goes on charm offensive to restore public confidence. On page 2, you can see where he has been and what he's trying. Party leader plots. We can see here, I don't know where it's now. ODM leader with when he met residents of Matati sub-county in Mombasa. What do you think about that, Professor?
Yeah, what I have to say, Dr. Masanga, honestly, the Prime Minister means well for this country. The kind of things the Deputy President is doing is what the opposition person or opposition leader is supposed to do. But he says, guys, let us settle down and do politics. And even the statement which was in before the Senate of the revenue allocation, you saw he came as a statesman. The other one was trying to incite from the periphery, but he came, humbled himself to ensure that we have got this formula. So the Prime Minister means well, and since it's not in the government, and the other one is doing politics, we can't allow you to do politics. We had work to do, which was rolled by the COVID-19, that is ensuring that we build a united country, and we'll only build a united country if we address the document which guides us, the social contract, the constitution. So I'm sure we are going to flatten that curve. I have no doubt. I have no doubt we are going to flatten that curve. We are going to have the report soon, and we are going to look at it. We start campaigning, and we have a referendum, and we pass it. That's what I have to say, Dr. Masanga.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And the phone, Karen has disappeared again. What's your comment?
Well, on this one, Raila Party plots reform to counter Ruto's rising wave. Of course, you've seen the Deputy President has been very active in terms of his early political campaigns. He did not even start this year. I think he started sometimes back last year, and we saw President Uhuru Kenyatta had a problem with that because it was derailing the agenda of the things that they had promised Kenyans there. So he's been on a campaign, road for the longest time, and we know now it appears Raila has joined that, and the other day he declared that he will be running for 2022. Initially, he had not come out clearly, and we see today ODM is saying that Raila is still their best bet. He was their presidential candidate in 2017. He still is. They've not found another one that can replace that. So it is official. Raila is for the race for 2022. It's well and good. It will have been perfect because for 2022. But as we know right now, Doctor, my worry is just one thing with COVID-19. So as much as, this charged environment politically, so if ODM is planning to counter and to flatten Ruto's curve is well and good. But the problem is that will negate all the gains, Doctor, that you've made as a country in terms of fighting COVID-19. So perhaps this might not have been the best of times to do that, but I mean, it's politics. And then also, I think an early charged political environment. I don't know if it will be very good for President Uhuru Kenyatta's agenda there. From your perspective, Doctor, perhaps you'll help me out here. More politics right now, will it not derail President Uhuru Kenyatta's agenda, or it's just all good? But as a
not good at all. Look at the Senate. Look at the politics. Look at what they did, which they should have done long time ago. At the beginning, 4 weeks ago, we are on this program. We told the world, as conflict resolution experts, 2 things to do. If you find a situation is so unbearable, leave it, come back later.
Yes.
You get the point? You leave it, you come back later at the end. That's what our professors taught us. At least I was taught by a well-organized professor. I don't know. Mine said, don't bother. If you are going for peace talks, and the Konyi says, Museveni has got big eyes, big ears, big legs, stupid, is what? You say, okay, fine, thank you very much. Let's first of all get a ceasefire. That's what I did. Let's get a ceasefire first. I want you to stop killing the people of South Sudan and the people of Northern Uganda first. Then I'll go and deliver that message to President Museveni and Chisano and President Dr. Riek Machar, who are the mediators and the AU, EU, and the UN. Don't tell me that now, sir. Don't attack people. While I'm flying to go, don't attack anyone. And if you attack anyone, I'll resign. That is how you negotiate. And that's what I did. When he promised me he was coming and he didn't turn up, I resigned. I went to my home. Did I lack a home? He was the one sleeping in the bush. I was not in the bush. I had a palatial home where I should go and relax and put my legs up. He called me again when I'd resigned because I'd told him the truth. So you don't bring a bad thing to spoil everything. What the senators should have done, and let me teach them a free lesson, because some of them are school dropouts. Yes, who were chosen on patronage. Some have not completed their degrees, like the governor, the senator of Nandi. Some just learned English because they flew to America. They just saw the Bazungu doing this, up. Then they picked English. So let me teach them. If the problem was bad, you should have taken a Kenyatta motion and Orengo motion.
No,
that one came later. But Orengo and Kenyatta had a very good motion, which says, can we leave it and continue with the old? This was exactly what we suggested here. Yes. Give the counties money, but put a caveat. Put a caveat that in the future we shall come back to revisit. We shall revisit. Let the government that will come back in 2022 revisit, not you. And you continue shaking hands so that you don't say you have criminally got money from Ruto to go and build a house. Then you are telling people that people are chasing you. You need security. The man who gave you the money wants his money back. You know, don't forget this program is the punch. Malala took money from Deputy President Ruto. Malala don't run away from His Excellency, the Deputy President. Help him. Ulikuwa unalala kwa nyumba yake, alikujengea nyumba. Mupatie kura. Stop running around saying police are looking for you. No, the deputy wants the easy results. Leo tuambiane ukweli, si ndio?
A return from his investment.
If the deputy president has invested money in building you a house, the whole man who said he writes the shackles of doom of Butere girls, the police didn't give you enough money to put a shack, a small hut. You went to beg another man. You have ashamed us Luya people. We lawyers don't beg money for a house. We have brought a very big curse to our community, Malala. Mtu alikwambia nilikujengea nyumba. Even when your wife is hearing. Your wife, in fact, let him tell you when you are drinking marwa, usa together. But not when mama, your beautiful tall wife is standing there. Said, you know the house you sleep in. It's me who bought it. Yeah. Mama, itakuwa mbaya. The lady will never give you respect. Some of the ladies, especially Ugandan ladies, she will use it against you. She will say, hey, look at this one. When you have a quarrel, just a small quarrel, she releases everything to you. Hey, look at this. This one says it is a man. Are you a man? You know, I know who bought this house for you. You are sleeping in somebody's house. She can create murder. So the basic thing is, Malala, you took the money of His Excellency, the Deputy President. Return it. If the house is complete, now you are a senator. Return. Mwambie utamlipa kidogo dogo paka iishe. Yes, this today you are surprised that because it is now on record. A chaser came on national radio and TV and said he took Malala to the Deputy President where he gave 5.5 million shillings until he says which type of house is this, which is never complete. So they were using the house tag to collect money from the Deputy President. So return his money or give him, stand by him. Time ya kuonesha, don't be Petero. Don't be Peter. I don't know Jesus. Yet Jesus saved you, the boat was going to sink. Yet Jesus fed you food at Capernaum. Then you say, I don't know. I don't know what. He doesn't look like the one I've seen before. Then you turn to Kenya police to bring an unnecessary complaint to the police and a bad name to the government, to Uhuru Kenyatta that is chasing opponents. No! In a pesa. You see, they used to be together while they were hammering money from Ruto. Look at them, those two, on the picture there. And all of them are thugs. The only problem, the difference is that one went to school a bit, can write books, shackles of doom. The other one is a real mafios. Do you know what Ekesa told me? Ekesa did not know that I'm a lawyer. He told me in Intercontinental that when he was the ODM, he told me, I have evidence. up to today. We were 3 people. He told me that if I thought you were a Muganda, haki ya Mungu Matanga leo nimesikia wewe Muluya, nilikuwa ninatumwa kukuua wewe. That's what he told me. Because he thought I'm a Muganda. But when he realized I'm a Mugisu now, who is a Luya, he said, I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. When he was an ODM youth winger, who was terrorizing people around Mumias there. So many people have lost their lives around there. Hey. So if people are looking for their money, let the deputy president look for his money. If you have taken his money, vote for him. Don't run around. Ulikula pesa zake, mupatie kura. Don't reach the day of voting, unaenda kwa in hospitali like a courier.
Courier.
Walikuwa wanaanza kushika watu ya CDF.
Courier amepona COVID. COVID-19.
Mr. Courier went to well, life in Africa is very easy. You have to tell the doctor that weka hii machine, weka chubu hapa, chubu huko, chubu. When this year arrived, they see the tube and then don't shave. Wacha shave. There could be a small malaria, but now when you hear that the COVID CDF sting, they are no longer flying squad. They are called sting group. When you hear that with their Subaru, they pass nearby. Unaambia doctor, weka chubu ngine, weka chubu ngine. Miriam, this is a front down. Miriam,
well,
please.
we thank,
to laugh a bit. I like your smile. I want you to laugh a bit.
We thank God, a member of parliament for, President Uhuru Kenyatta's member of parliament there is doing well.
For
right
Gatundu South.
Yes, he has healed, so we thank God for that.
And I inquired, then you saw when they took, who was taken on CDF money? Asha Juma. They were coming next. The report was in the papers. Next is the courier. Ingia kwa hospitali. Even he didn't disclose his hospital where he was. We only sent us pictures here. Your pipe number 1, pipe number 3, pipe number 4. Pipe zote ziko kwa mguu na nini, kila kitu nachukua, urine, what, everything. So, jail, prison is very difficult. Hata mtu anakimbia lacha akimbie. So thank you very much. You see, Oscar cannot even, now the temperature is down. If he was around, he could shout. Now, let's move on. Kinoti and Wanjigi are in fierce gun battle. Is it a real gun battle or the court battle? Wanjigi wants his guns back. For what? The country is very peaceful. Why do you want to work with a gun? Why do you want to have 5 guns? Even one of them is a rocket launcher. It launches rockets. Miriam, ile rocket launcher mrefu, unaweka hapa rocket. Ndio nasema kubwa, inaenda. What? Mr. Kinoti is saying no way, shall not give you. Is that a good opinion, Karen? Karen?
Yes, I'm back. It is Daktari because...
the newspaper is here.
Yes.
That's the headline. You got it?
Yes, I have. And I'm saying it's it's very okay in being denied, because I do not see a reason as to why he should have him right now, based on the stability of the country when it comes to security and all of that. So unless he has a very, I don't even know the reason he has that could justify being given those guns. Based on what is happening in the country right now, I don't see a problem with that. He shouldn't be given.
I had a friend, I will not say it because his case is in court. When he comes to the gym where I go, he has a tendency of bringing out his pistol to put on the table. So, and Miriam, intentionally. And I kept on telling him, my friend, one day I found he had put this pistol on the dressing table. Then I told him, my brother, are you really trained to handle this pistol? Or you are just one of those who were, no, I was dressing up. I said, no, it is against the law for even the person, the attendant of the gym, to see this pistol. Just keep your pistol in the locker. And then he said he looked like he's one of these younger men who had money. And of late he got in very big trouble. You can tell who he is. I told him, my brother, this type of thing, I went to the manager. So when the manager talked to him, he became very upset with me. One day he came, he said, why did you report to the manager? Nilikuwa nafikiri you are my friend, but I said, no. Bazungu come here, people come here, there are some people who have never seen a pistol. And when you put your pistol on the table, how did you get it? The police will not accept this to see a pistol of a civilian. It is for your protection in your house, plus your house and your money. Drugs, you have a lot of money which needs you to carry it. That guy is now serving his own mother church. His pistol was used to kill Omwenga. Now you know the person I'm talking about. Honestly, it didn't take 1 month. When he told me that, wewe wachana na hiyo maneno. Ninasema haya, hakuna shida. Nilimwambia Mungu tu, mimi sina. Because he was telling me, wewe mzee, tunakuheshimu sana, lakini unaniingilia sana kwa hii kitu. Niko na license na nini. Nasema kila mtu ako na hiyo kitu na license, lakini you don't show it to the public, to scare the public. People are scared. Somebody can have a heart attack. Some of these people who go to gym, if you look at their body, they have been injured here, they have cut some ribs, they have cut this. When they are going to the sauna or jacuzzi, you see ribs have been cut off, Inside here, there is a hole here, there is a hole this way, there's a hole here,
are you saying
there's a hole here.
Doctor, are you saying the jacuzzi is just full of people who have a criminal past?
Yeah. So when we go to many jacuzzi, we go with on the pajamas. Yeah. We have pajama. So you can see a big hole here, not a hole here. So somebody could be having a sickness. Anaona pistol anaweza collapse.
Where are you?
Yes, you get my point, Miriam. I said this some of these Indian elderly millionaires. They have been going through under operation. For us, God has not given us this big operation. Naona mtu anakatwa huko, the whole hapa ungu. It has been cut and joined here, joined there. So please, don't bring these people will die here. And I always tell, I was
Doctor,
telling him, then he said, I think
those-
that you are right.
Doctor, those
Next
operations
time I'll keep it.
you're discussing, were they done
Yeah.
by quacks? Cut here and joined where?
Hey, it is true. You,
All right.
the-
Yes.
if you are ready and you are being dated for the first time, you could run out of the room.
All right. Okay. Sawa. Dr. Acha tuachane na hiyo. But I get your point. Just having a gun
that
anyhow.
is the point I was meaning.
Having a gun
I am
anyhow
not
is.
meaning. This is a Friday media. I'm allowed to laugh at it
Doctor,
because
yes.
Yes.
Just carrying a gun anyhow should not be allowed in
It is
public.
not.
Yes.
and the
It
man
is
got
scary.
annoyed with me.
I
Saying,
would be scared
he was
personally.
about to tell me, well, this is Kenya. Actually, this is what he said. This is Kenya.
What does that
I
even
said,
mean?
yeah, now because once someone tells you this is Kenya, I am not a Kenyan. He has already told me should not speak.
Ah.
He said, okay, younger man, it's okay. I went to the bed inside. Kulala kwa bed, iko bed after steam. Because one of these, why I was saying about this,
So you went straight to
this is a
steaming.
man who looks that he's under stress. He's thinking about when he comes to the gym, he thinks that you find him seated on the bed, thinking, counting. So he could count and come for me on the bed. So that was my worry. He could come on the bed and shoot you. You are sleeping, taking a rest after jacuzzi.
While you're steaming. Yes.
No, you have finished streaming, jacuzzi, sauna. You need to rest the blood to circulate properly before you go because you can collapse.
And then he comes.
So
to
you are
the
while
gun.
you are sleeping, taking a nap, the guy could come and sneak you down, man. So that was my worry. So then I had to go this way and wear my clothes and go out. I did not see him again. It's when I saw him in Milimani Court last week.
All right.
And yesterday I told him, Professor Piero Lumumba, are you really representing that guy?
I think a lot of
So
Kenyans are
I'm not-
shocked. A lot of Kenyans are shocked that PLO would take up such a case. I don't know. He's a lawyer, so he can.
And then I sat down and told Piero, I said, please, boss, you can defend at times for money, but this man is true. He even threatened me. But then he found I'm even a commando. I can disarm him. He's so small, I can disarm him without him shooting.
Not when we are taking a nap on that bench, doctor.
That is the worry.
He can sneak up on you. All right.
So it is, yeah. So thank you very much, Miriam. Let's move on. The last moments of Mutua Kilonzo.
No more
We need
naps.
to hear this last moment.
Doctor, no more naps on the bench. A military man, you should always be
Oh,
alert.
now she's concerned, you know?
Military
Okay.
man should always be alert. No more naps. at
Okay,
the
okay.
sauna.
No, but we expect people who go to the gym to be very honest. But if you are just a thief who has collected people's money and you are thinking of diamond in the Congo, which is not yet dark, it's still in the ground. You can kill a person.
All right.
I've told you, all of you here who are watching me and listening, if someone in Kenya comes to tell you he wants to sell you diamond, run fast, run. Because diamond was hidden away from human being by God. It's not easily seen. Otherwise, everybody would be very rich. So the one who's saying he has a diamond, either he has killed people on the way as he brings that diamond into Kenya. So be careful. Those are the things I avoid, David Masaka. You're telling me there is a gold, oh, let me bring me, I said, please. In fact, if you are not lucky, Mr. Kinoti will be around the corner for you. One telephone call, he's here. He says he has fake gold. He has gold, come and take him. I don't want to hear those type of things. Because gold always ends up in bloodshed. Is Omwenga here now? That younger man is gone.
It's gone forever.
The highest lawyer on earth called PLO Lumumba is standing in for the man who shot. And soon he will walk free. In fact, he must have been given bail last week. And his pistol
Doctor,
would be returned.
how did Cliff Ombeta miss that case? Usually he will be the one take it by.
No, they have been clashing with Cliff Ombeta.
Okay.
You know, they are clashing. They know what you know. In that same, the guy had a briefcase full of dollars. Then he intentionally now. You see, when I looked like a church mouse. You know, when the bishop is counting the donations, the offerings, the church mouse. You know, the guy had about $200,000 in a small bag. He removed it and poured it on the table. So I looked like a church mouse. This is too much. You know, when I did not even have 10,000 shillings in the pocket. But something told me, God, never admire what is not yours.
Oh, amen. Hallelujah.
I walked out. As I walked out to go towards the sitting room place called Lucas, you know whom I met? I met a gentleman who said, Dr. Matanga, I am going. I've been here for lunch. Are you going to have lunch? Yes, I'm paying for that lunch. Can you see that?
Amen.
And then he says, I'll not, look, let me see whether I have some money. He got out 15,000 shillings for me to go and have lunch. My lunch is only smoked salmon.
Salmon.
Salmon or Solomon, also whatever it is. My friend. Salmon, yes, I know it. Stop it, please. Smoked salmon. Okay? So, viewers, these are some of the bad habits of our lives. Therefore, Kinoti is right
100%.
against Wanjigi. Why do you want all those type of rifles? Do you want to kill somebody? Are you planning to assassinate people? Police have a right to prevent crime. So the magistrates will not surrender, will not give those license for you to take all the 5. You can have 1, but not 5 guns. So thank you.
And they're saying a lot of those right.
The last moments of Mutula Kilonzo, before we come to before the last moments of Mutula Kilonzo. Hey. The judge said, I have evaluated the evidence and I am in agreement with the state that there is no evidence pointing to any person. Hiyo kitu ilikuwa yenyewe. So let's jump that. Miriam does not want even to mention it. So wacha tupite. But you could have only read 1 or 2 sentences that don't involve carbohydrate, carbonate soda.
All right.
So the verdict was finally out, and I hope the son will take it and stop and close his mouth. And as he arranges Makueni team to go and meet Deputy President anytime over this weekend. Hey, things, politics is very interesting. What else do we have here on the menu? Nothing. We cross over Miriam, bring us the main topics.
All right. Thank you so much there, Doctor. So that was the newspaper review there. So now let's just get into the week that was. I think we've talked about the revenue allocation. Perhaps the rest of the panelists.
We have finished.
Yes.
That one is done.
Maybe Professor could give us his thoughts on that, and then Karen, then we move on to the next topic. Professor, yesterday the Senate finally agreed. What took them so long? The doctor said it, you said it, that perhaps they should adopt the last, allocation formula. So it took them 10 sittings over for them to agree to that.
Miriam, thank you for that good question. When we opened this discussion, this debate, this conversation, you remember what was my stand? My stand is, you don't give me a shot and you take away. If you don't want to give me another one, okay, leave me with the other one. I'm very delighted because the president is so much committed in building his legacy. And in fact, what the president has done, Miriam, very, very rare leaders in the world that I've come across who can stand to the occasion. He said that there is need that the experts, the people we have given to do it, he did not even want to be involved because we have a Revenue Allocation Commission, which does that work. They did their work, they completed their work, we just knew the senators for almost 2 years ago. So Miriam, this is great. And we are trying to say that we want to develop things from the center to the grassroots. The factions which have been developed, there's the money follow there. But I want at least to see some of the 17 governors the Anti-Corruption Commission was trying to say, so that they act as an example. So whoever wanted to make use of this revenue allocation formula to do politics, shame on you. You have been ashamed on broad daylight, and never for heaven's sake undermine the goodwill of the people of this country. Something of 316 billion, Miriam, should not be something which we need to quarrel. When we are having a budget of doing with 300 trillion, Dr. Masanga said that the formula which was being fronted by Kenyatta and Orengo was a great formula, but because of the politics. But I want to say that even some of these governors senators trying to agree, the governors executed their threat. They shut down. They shut down the counties. And some of these senators were going to be very unpopular. So I'm very happy with the president and the prime minister and those people who were able to mediate. And particularly, I'm happy with my senator. You know, my people, one of the things we get angry very fast, but at the same time, when we sit down to reflect, we become very good people. We have interacted with my people. Okongo Mugena and the Kenyatta, they sat down and they come out with this formula, and when it was presented, then they agreed. This is good for the country. Mr. President, thank you. This is a great legacy. This is a great legacy because you have gone over and above what the Constitution recommends of 15%. And in fact, this one is now almost going to 30% of what the Constitution requires. This is great. This is great, Miriam.
Absolutely, and the stories on the front pages of the Daily Nation. Just a bit of it, Doctor. In the formula passed yesterday, each county will, in this financial year, receive the exact amount it received in 2019-2020 financial year in a decision that was in every inch in complete contrast to the kind of passions and emotions that have been witnessed in the past 3 months. In the formula hammered in a record 6 hours, the 12-member committee charged with the task of developing consensus on the issue assured that no county loses money. Karen, finally, the counties can go back to functioning. Karen. She's not there.
I'm back. I'm here. Yes.
Go on.
I have my signal, but I'm back. So it's so unfortunate that it took us 10 sittings to come up with a solution. And I think we should not be dragging issues that much, that far when it comes to the counties and issues that affect the people of Kenya, because it has stagnated a lot of projects in these counties. So my hope is we will change and, not let this happen again. And I think my hope is that once these funds are released, then there will be accountability. We will see accountability. We're not just having these funds in these counties. And those who have other plans, just a reminder that the government is on corruption and we should not misuse them. Others will catch up with you. And it's a good thing that our president came around and stopped this whole thing. And those who are...
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The signal there seems to, yes. All right, we apologize.
Not to worry, Karen.
Yes.
I am reading some newspaper, something. Mm-hmm. Someone has sent it here. Mm-hmm. This Marageche camp.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The one that was built.
Have you seen it, Professor?
Oh yes, I've been following it. You know, I'm an environmentalist.
Now there is something very strange.
All right, give us the breaking news, Doctor.
The breaking news is that
who is involved?
The usual person. Yeah. They even built a ranch. Mm-hmm. A ranch to block the wild animals which have been moving in for millions and millions of years. Mm-hmm. Did you hear? Such things even shock my heart. Mr. Adil Hawanja, that's the Indian who called us tokens. You remember? Who gave us fake tokens that don't work. But we have really fleeced. Kenya has money. People have fake tokens that never work. Mm-hmm. Together with another younger man, they worked together. They became, they again grabbed that place. Now it has come to a close. So recently, when the animals were coming from Tanzania, climbing that river, they climbed over the fence, broke the fence. Guests were sleeping. Some people ran out with pajamas, vests, everything. Running towards, and the crocodiles are in the river now. It is, I am explaining literally like an African what happened. So someone brought it to the attention of Balala that animals have returned to the water. And in the water, you know those animals, once they have crossed the water, they have to rest for some time. Then gain the energy, the weight. It is like they are like aeroplanes. If the airplane has a heavy fuel, it will not land. It has to burn some fuel by rotating on the airport. You get the point? That's why they put enough fuel that the time it reaches London, it has burnt that fuel. So the animals have the same blood. The blood has to rest first. So when they found this ranch in the way, they ran back. Crocodiles are waiting to eat them. Things are there drowning. So someone took pictures and brought it to Ministry of Tourism. And you know the Ministry of Tourism has got a very senior intelligence officer. His name is Boynet. You remember Boynet?
Yes.
He was a very senior director of intelligence. is now the Assistant Minister in Tourism. So Boynet went and had started investigations, brought the report back. They closed the camp yesterday. That's another scandal. I have just avoided. I will send it to you on your phone. And I don't know whether we should show it up here, but let's proceed with our programs. We shall show it at the unaffiliated.
And also, Doctor, something here that one of our viewers, in line with the revenue allocation, before you go to the next topic, Ina Hassan is saying, now that the revenue allocation has been resolved, it is the right time to ensure that counties are held accountable on how the funds are used. I think now Kenyans, the way we were focusing on how much money is going to the counties, now let's make sure that the county heads there use the monies appropriately. Let's hold them accountable, you know. They've been very fierce.
Whom are you going to hold accountable?
Well, this year it's going after them, so we just need to make enough noise. Enough noise.
This guy, this year he went against Jomong. Jomong, where is he? Is he not still out? The only successful job that this year he did was Waititu. So we must open our eyes. This money is going to come, they will eat it again. Thank you. Let's move on.
All right, thank you so much. And the next subject there is fighting corruption.
Yes. Yesterday, Mr. Ina Hassan challenged me to bring a list of what I want to promise him. My printer is not as jammed a bit, but I will bring the entire list tomorrow for all the cases. Tomorrow. But Miriam, I sent the cases to you. If you have them somewhere, my printer is not able to print the paper so that I can read it for him.
Yeah, I don't have them here with me, but Ina Hassan on Monday, I think we shall have that. Tomorrow is Saturday. Monday we shall have that. We shall have that as part of our topic, and we shall give you update you on what President Uhuru Kenyatta has been able to achieve in his fight against corruption there. So please bear with us today.
Miriam, yes. You keep on. I think I can get it.
All right. So while you look for that, Daniel, good morning. I see you've joined us. A very good morning to you.
Yes, very good morning, Miriam Ogutu, Dr. David Matsanga, and Professor Jared Onyare, and the rest of our panelists.
All right, so we were looking at the revenue allocation yesterday. Of course, Senate there has passed it, and now we've gotten into the fight against corruption. So maybe if you could just have a few of your comments on that, and then I jump into corruption. That's where we are.
Yes, maybe just a quick one. I would really like to thank the President and the former Premier. You understand that they are the ones who came in at the 11th hour to be able to quell this impasse that we've been having at the Senate, and they came up with a formula that ensured that the stalemate came to an end, and it's a very, very progressive agreement for Kenyans, and I believe now the country will be able to move forward. And also on the matter about corruption, I think we are in the right trajectory. The country is moving on the right tracks. And at the end of the day, President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to have the fight against corruption as part and parcel of his legacy going forward.
All right, very well. Karen. No, Doctor, do we still have Karanja?
Karanja is online, yes. Karanja.
Yes, we forgot about him. He could tell us.
No, he's gone.
Okay.
He had a problem, yes.
Yes, and I see Karen Joseph is about to join back. Perhaps, Professor, the fight against corruption. I know it's something that we've talked about this week, and it's something that we will continue talking about, because this is a very important, war when it comes to the country that is Kenya.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miriam. We will continue talking about fighting corruption in this country, but my desire is that one day that this thing comes to a conclusion. But before that, we will continue to talk, see what Ashan is trying to say. That the money which we are going to give the governors, it may not just go for people for personal gain. So what I need to do, Miriam, is that we support the handshake when it comes to corruption. And on this, You know where our problem is? It is in the National Assembly. Miriam, I cannot registrate. Neither can you. What we can only do is to give our views. We have given our views on what we need to be done to fighting corruption in this country. We want it to be taken, to take it the shortest time possible. When you have said maximum 6 months, you have been sent to committee, or you have been told these were mere allegations, go back home. We cannot have a case dragging in. Check the case like the one from Waruke. It was from there from 2009 until 2020, almost 10 to 11, 9 to 10 years. So Miriam, what we need to do here is that let them just fast track those bills which are before Parliament, so that economic crimes are taken serious. We should be able to borrow like other countries which have fought corruption. You know, like in China, Miriam, or in the Far East countries, if you have been found, been involved, or been imagined that you are involved in corruption, you know what you do, Miriam? You go and hang yourself. There's no shortcut. So what we need to do, Miriam, if we have to fight corruption, it must start with us. There is something that we can do, like the hummingbird. So time for us to continue to continue lamenting, oh, money is being stolen, oh, there's nothing you can do. This, there is something you can do. Time for us to stop organizing about corruption and start organizing ourselves and teaming up. I'm telling you, Miriam, every other day I educate Kenyans and I fight corruption. That's why I need to tell you. You tell someone you ought not to do that one. You are employed, you don't do that one. You have given him a message, you will keep on wondering who is this person. Is he going to report me? Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the fighting about corruption, Miriam, all of us must be involved. Mm-hmm. We can't leave it at the president. Neither can we leave it to anti-corruption. Everybody in this country, 47 million Kenyans, 47 million solutions to the fighting about corruption. And I want to say, under the clarion call of the sustainable development, let us not leave anyone behind. When it comes for us fighting corruption, let us not leave anyone behind. If we work together, if we team up together, I'm sure we can be able to say this corruption. Let us have positive mind towards corruption. Let us not say that, let us not give up. Let us have hope that one day something good can be done in our country. Miriam, you never knew that the kind of conversation we have been having here, appealing to the senators that Kenya is bigger than all of us. Come together and listen together. You saw what was happening yesterday? 41 of them were speaking in one voice. That is the kind of voice that I want us to have when it comes us to fighting corruption.
All right, very well. And the Ethics and Anti-Corruption CEO, Twali Mbarak, said the Commission has adopted 3 strategies to curb corruption in Kenya. The strategies include high-impact investigation based on public interest, value loss, and personalities involved. The second strategy will see EACC trace assets and recover corruptly acquired assets. And the final strategy involves corruption prevention strategies. So we see there even these institutions that are mandated with these very important responsibilities. Now they realize they have to, re-strategize so that they can be able to win the war against corruption. Very interesting strategy there that has been adopted by the EACC. Karen, we're talking about corruption.
Yes, on the fight on corruption, I think what EACC has come up with, especially when it comes to recovery of assets, is very important, because we won't gain anything if we take these people to jail, but we do not recover what they took. So it's a good strategy, and I think this is our goal, to get what they took. So it's a good strategy, and the preventive strategy as well. Now the preventive strategy is where we all come in, just the way Professor just said. We have 47 million Kenyans, so I think that is where the 47 million Kenyans fall in. We have to work together, making sure that eradicate corruption gradually. So it's a role of every other Kenyan out there, not the EACC alone, not the president alone. So it's not time for us to point fingers, because somebody said if you're pointing one finger at someone, 4 are pointing at you. So I think it all falls on us Kenyans to fight corruption. And yesterday we talked about it has to do with a deal has to do with corruption. You have to refuse. So have a responsibility to pray, to play and support what these agencies are doing. We cannot leave it all to them, Miriam.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. Doctor, are you there? All right. As we wait for Doc there to join us, of course, we know that the government recently recovered properties worth 95 million Kenya shillings from the Ngerita family after the High Court ruled that they were proceeds of crime. And also High Court Judge Mumbi Ngugi said the parcels of land in Nakuru, Naivasha and Trans Nzoia and a Toyota station wagon should be forfeited to the government. The judge ruled that the family, which received in excess of 400 million Kenya shillings from the National Youth Service, failed to explain how they acquired their properties, and that is just one among other cases that has been on high profile recently. And we've
Miriam,
yes,
Miriam,
yes,
Miriam, that is exactly the paper I was looking for.
Okay,
that's the one. That you remember the one I sent you. So Ina Hassan, you should read all those things for Ina Hassan. What we have got, that was the paper. It had recovery, how much money we had recovered, how much the government had got, how many cash that was got from these guys, you know, which includes so many tracts of land, cars, houses, everything. That's the one I was looking for. But it's okay. We shall do a better one on Sunday. Let's move on to the next topic.
Which is
what is the topic, Miriam, over there?
President Uhuru Kenyatta's blueprint. Yes, and
thank you very much.
Yes.
Miriam, before we move from there, one of the strategies and corruption is the Ethics and Corruption Commission ought to do. In fact, Miriam, there's a lot of good work which is going on. This kind of information should be shared with Kenyans. So if we share with Kenyans and we know, it gives us hope that something is being done. And we said yesterday that it's time now to name and shame. People should not just walk silently and return the money and leave like that. Say someone took our money and he has returned like this. This one will give Kenyans hope. And it can even make everyone to be involved and even make a report. What discourages someone here is that we don't know when these cases even ends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
That's true.
But now, there is one, I agree with you. There's one biggest problem with people in Africa. Yesterday I raised this question, why do we eat meat in Sagre when we know it is stolen? People here, Professor, don't read the notes, they read Professor Onyari. They want to tell you, oh, Nyari, you are from Nyamira, rudi kwenyu Nyamira. Pige kelele hapa Nairobi. When you post something on internet, they want to take you back to Nyamira. They want to take you back to Marindi. They want to take you back to Siaya. They want to take you back to Busia, Funyula. Me, they want to actually fix me and throw me in the River Nile. And a Karanja, they want to take him to
the top of Mount Kenya.
Top of Mount Kenya.
And throw him there.
They don't read what Karanja or Songa writes. When they see Matanga name, You look at you know, I told you, I receive 20,000 insults every week. To the extent that my last born daughter asked me, that what do you really do in this Nairobi? That people hate you so much. To the tune, look, Dad, look. I said, don't worry, one day they will also abuse you. And she said, it's okay. That's why I don't want to come to Africa. You know, that is exactly what she says. So they don't read. Professor, they don't read. This information is available. But they have followed someone who has told them Uhuru is very bad. It is only today that I wrote an article today in the morning. Highlight, today I am very happy man that my article has been read with over 80 people now liking it and over 100 comments. And out of 100 comments, only 4 to 6 comments. The rest of the comments agree that Uhuru has done very well in development. You can open up the article, it's there. The song you have seen it. I wrote it 5 a.m. In fact, yesterday I did not sleep properly. I don't know what is happening. I had forgotten my Bible in the sitting room. So I brought it, then I started sleeping a bit. When it is not near me, I don't sleep properly. So what happened now, I narrated the roads, the infrastructure, which Uhuru Kenyatta has built. I noted each and everything, the activities behind this politics. If we only stop the politics for 1 year, we can complete these projects. And Kenya will be a flying country with the roads. If you want to go to Muranga, people in Muranga say every corner is being fixed. I think Funyula is also the same. Am I wrong? You can now go to Siaya without thinking of carrying cloth for dust and a cloth for tarmac. The road is tarmacked up to Siaya, up to Homa Bay, up to Rusinga Island, up to Kimilili, up to Malakisi, up to Chebukube, up to Chebutais, up to Lodwar. It is only your fuel and the car will, and the way to overrun and overturn and finish you. So you have to go slowly, because you might see a mirage ahead thinking it is a road. I don't know whether Songa knows this, because usually I know you are a high first-class driver. Please, on roads that have tarmac and it is shiny, be careful about a mirage. You can look at the mirage, then enter the trailer. Sure. So where? I know your speed is too high, so cool it down. So, boss, these are some, go to Nyeri, go to the railway. I took, yesterday before President Uhuru Kenyatta visited the railway station, I sneaked out and I drove and parked somewhere and I went down there. For me, I don't fear these days. When boss, my general buddies around, we go and do some work. The railway, if they open this railway, who am I to waste my money? Railway. Paka Nanyuki huko nalala kwa Mountain Abedeas County Club. Unarudi on Tuesday. Yes. These are developments happening in Kenya. But the people are not giving Uhuru Kenyatta a credit. So today when I wrote that article, I can see so many people. Songa, you have read it, you have seen how people have commented, even people that I never expected. They said he has done very well, but he must remove some ministers who are creating a problem. That's good criticism. So these are the type of achievements next week in the blueprint we shall be looking at.
That's right.
That is why I wanted to close this chapter, and then we move quickly so that some people can go for swimming. It's becoming hot.
Yes, indeed. And Doctor, we also have to appreciate that and also recognize that President Uhuru Kenyatta has, of course, conceptualized the Big Four agenda, which is under food security, affordable housing, manufacturing, and, of course, affordable healthcare for all. And he did so in through the Vision 2030 that, we know we had through President Mwai Kibaki years back. So President Uhuru Kenyatta, with putting this Big Four agenda in place, is just at road towards accelerating the realization of the bigger picture, the blueprint there. So President Uhuru Kenyatta's Big Four agenda is a big part of us realizing our Vision 2030 there. And so, yes, affordable housing, of course.
Karanja is on the line, you can ask him.
All right, Karanja.
Tell us what is happening around that railway where people used to sell chicken on top of the railroads. You remember there is a market in Nyeri. People have even built the house. They thought the train will not come. Tell us about that thing in Moromoro.
In where?
Yeah, thank you very much. And as you're saying, President Uhuru Kenyatta's development agenda is speaking for itself here. And it matters the railway. The railway is really taking shape, and those people who have built on the railways, they were removed there, and they were taken to a safer place where they can continue doing their businesses. And those people who are selling around the railway line, they were taken to like here where in Somalia, they were taken down there where they are selling their things properly, and the people are really appreciative of what the government is doing, because at the end of the day, it's the people of this area who benefit, because the transportation, the cost of transport from transporting goods from these fertile agricultural land to Nairobi or to any other market, it will be cheap, and even the fare in terms of coming to Nairobi from Nanyuki, it will reduce the same industry. Therefore, it's something that is taking shape, and we are just waiting for the day when the president will drop the date from Nairobi to Nanyuki, and the rest will be history. People are really happy, and apart from railway, roads, like here in Nyeri, we have a number of roads that are under construction, and some of them are complete. And last week, the member of parliament, last week but one, the member of parliament from Kieni, Kenyatta, was opening and making it use a road that is in order to Prince called Darasha there. Therefore, a number of things are taking shape, and this agenda that was being sold in this area that the government of the day is not performing as it's supposed to be. People are really appreciating, and that analogy of that President Uhuru Kenyatta has faced is really shedding away, and the people are saying that this is a government that he elected, and it's really doing what he elected it to do. Because the number of roads, and the dwelling of the road from Nairobi to Nanyuki, then to Meru, that is a new current road of the standard of a super highway that is under construction. It is Sagana there. Therefore, a lot of things are happening in terms of infrastructure in this area. Apart from that, in the matters agriculture, farmers have been given incentives and those things and fertilizers. Therefore, farming is really taking shape. And before you come to Nyeri town from the mall, there's a place called Shaka. I know that maybe you have come across there where we had the Maisha factory there. And that market is a very big market, and I listened to member of parliament here saying that it will be the biggest market in East Africa, and that the president is a very big market that is almost complete. It is 80% done, and we are just waiting for the day when president will come and open it, and it has the cooling machines and so on. Therefore, farmers will keep their produce here for a long high, and then the increase on their profit margin. The perishable goods will be stored here because they have cooling and these refrigeration systems that are put in place. Therefore, it's a good thing, and the government is really doing a lot, not only in Mount Kenya region, but in the rest of this country. And I'm one of the people who read your article today on the 5 a.m. dot. And you talked of roads from Isiolo to Garissa, Nakuru. Therefore, the government of the day, we must keep telling the people what they think so that they stop buying these ideologies that are created by the enemies of development and the oppositions of the own government. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Karanja, and God bless you on that. Let's move on to the next topic.
And the next topic is BBI and politics of referendum. I think we could tie it down, Doctor, with, of course, succession and election, because...
Elections, yes.
Yes, and the BBI and
referendum. Let's tie that together with elections, succession, politics. Let's have current kickstarters. BBI, Aisha Juma, your MP from the area where you come from,
yes,
says they closed our eyes, tuliweka kitambaa, tuliweka nini, walikula pesa. Sasa we are done. Do you agree with that statement?
Doctor, before I even say whether I agree or not, okay, they are done with what exactly?
I wish we put on this video for you to hear.
Okay.
And I don't know the video for you to hear what Aisha Juma said, but because I don't want to glorify her by showing what she said, let's skip that and let's go straight to BBI. Do you like the BBI? How far can BBI come? There are people who have gone to court to accuse BBI when they have not seen BBI. What do you think?
Okay, I find it very funny and weird you are against something you haven't seen, and I think this perception could, if not handled right now, or people are not educated on what is what to expect, then we'll have so many people influenced into rejecting something they haven't seen. And I think the country right now needs a lot of healing. The country needs a lot of unification. And, we have issues to do with employment. Youth are lacking employment, ethnicity, negative ethnicity. And all of these are addressed in the BBI and much more apart from those that I've mentioned. So those against the BBI, I do not see a valid reason. And based on the election that is ahead of us, it's time that we have this one right now. And like we've been saying, Daktari, Emeres, and my fellow panelists, we need to change this electoral commission. So the good side of this BBI is just too good for people to ignore. And I don't know why those who are going to court are aiming to achieve, because this is something that they haven't seen. So it doesn't make sense. I think they should wait for the report, and once it's out, they'll get to know that they were just maybe opposing something that they weren't supposed to.
Okay. You go to court. Someone has not even stolen your goat, but you have chosen the person for stealing your goat, which is still in your house. It has not been taken away. You haven't even seen, you don't know the color of the goat. That is what David did. But I've given him a very good undressing. Wesonga, you must have heard on. You heard it this morning.
Yeah, sure.
On KBC. Someone is calling him an expert. An expert without a toilet office. Small office has a toilet in form. You can work in a toilet. But David indeed has no office. experts he said a man of high repute, isn't it? High repute experts are working in World Bank. They are in World Bank. You can't call yourself a high expert in Africa when you are still wanting a country to be divided into two. So make a comment.
Yes, and of course, Dr. Matsanga, David Ndii has been the hallmark of sabotage in this country, and he has always worked against whatever is progressive, whatever is noble for this nation. And we have to remind him that economists of his caliber, the likes of Dr. Muhiza Kitui, the UN serving the continent at their best level. We had economists like Mwai Kibaki, and we never saw him really fighting to take the country in chaos and anarchy. And whatever problem Dr. Ndii has with this nation, perhaps it's a personal problem, and he needs to spare Kenyans of all those personal vendetta that he might be harboring against some people. And for the record, to our viewers, the BBI is the first document that clearly and correctly diagnoses the disease that has been ailing this country, the disease of post-election violence, disease of inequality when it comes to resources redistribution, the disease of unemployment amongst the youth, the disease of food insecurity and healthcare. So for anyone to go in court and preempt whatever content we have in BBI even before it is out, that is the greatest enemy of this country, and we should condemn him in the strongest term possible. And of course, these are people who have been labeled as the puppets of NGOs, puppets of dark forces of regime change, who will always want to create a recipe for chaos, so that Kenya is perceived to the global partners as a country which is an ungovernable, a country that does not adhere to the rule of law. And that is something very unpatriotic. And those who subscribe to it are not even supposed to claim their belonging, their sense of belonging to this country, and he happens to be one of them. And therefore, Kenyans should ignore his theatrics and be able to focus, so that at the end of the day, when this document comes, they'll be able to read and be able to see the contents that are in there. And we believe, since the president and the former prime minister have been together, we've been seeing a very peaceful front in the country. People have been in a very peaceful coexistence, and we have no doubt that whatever will be in BBI will be something that will be able to show this peace that we've been having since the happened, and even much more. We expect that more good things will be in there in terms of governance, in terms of resource allocation, in terms of unity and creating jobs for Kenyans. So therefore, let's wait first for the report to come out before we can be able to offer our criticism. And I would really like to disagree strongly with whatever Ndii is doing. You cannot go to the court, as you say, to report for a stolen property which you do not even own. So it's really unrealistic, to say the least, Dr. Matsanga.
Okay, thank you very much. Onyali? Prof. I've caught you off guard. We can't hear you.
I'm saying,
yes.
I said last time that peace is development.
Yes.
And development is peace. And I want to add now that BPI is equal to peace, is equal to development. So anything which can bring peace, which can bring this country, Dr. Masanga, we should pay a lot of attention. Let me just tell you, to be very honest, since the handshake in 9th March 2018, we have never had destructive demonstration in the capital cities of this country. No Kenyan has abused each other until the other day when you saw what can happen. So what we need to do, Dr. Masanga, constitutions are social contracts. And there is no constitution which is static. Constitutions are dynamic. We came with 2010 constitution, and it is a good practice that after 10 years, you go and audit. And here this, Dr. Masanga. The PPI was such a consultative, and it was involving the people of Kenya. I was so much shocked to hear from the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, ati mimi sichapeana maoni yangu. You know, it was being chaired by an eminent senator, Yusuf Aji. And nobody who stopped any Kenyan to take their views there. Now do you come and turn around and blame Kenyans who want their country to move forward, that you don't want it? The least you can do is this. Wait for the report to come out. Wait for us to prepare a referendum question. If you are not comfortable with it, oppose. We will be doing very well in between the tenets of democracy. That we could have those ones who are saying no and those who are saying yes. Yes. I like BBI, Dr. Masanga, for one reason is this. It addresses the problem which has been developing in this country from 1960s, from independence up to now. We have got an opportunity, saying, guys, Kenyans, why should we have divisive elections? Let us fix our electoral laws. This is what BBI is going to address. We have talked about corruption there. We have said it is a cancer which destroys our country. We are saying, let us address it. We are saying that we cannot go for an election immediately after the election. We start the campaign, just the way the Deputy President is doing. We must have politics as an event. And if we take the good environment in the spirit of BPI, it's very important. And remember, yes, this, we are saying PPI and the politics of referendum. There is no way. The Constitution gives that anything you want to do with the Constitution, those chapters and articles which are protected, which must be consulted by the people of Kenya. That's why we are heading for the referendum. So those who are being opposed to the referendum, hold your horses, take time, wait for the question, let us meet on the field. Kenya must move forward.
Take time, let us wait for the date. Kenya will move on. Thank you very much, Samaria, Professor. Bring it now, this week that it was. Tanzania and Kenya, still very friendly, very badly, very good, but not friendly, and not, they don't see each other. They see each other for a few days, then they go back. This heat, hot and a cold relationship. What is your comment? All of you, take it from whatever angle you are. What is it that is happening between Kenya? Now we have got COVID-19 people coming in from Tanzania because we want our 540 to fly there. What business does it bring for us from that place? So those are the things I wanted us to recap as the week ends up. Miriam.
Yes, indeed. And of course, the relationship between Kenya and Tanzania, the frostiness, I think dates back to the first time the East African Community bloc was disbanded there in 1977 after, of course, Kenya decided to start its own airline. Remember, we used to have the East African Airlines, so thereafter, especially Mwalimu Nyerere was very happy.
Uniform.
Yes.
Very good uniform, yeah.
Mwalimu Nyerere was not very happy with that, and if you can go back and just see the comments made after that, I think that, among other things, must have planted that seed of a discord that we see now has intensified between Kenya and Tanzania, and I think the successful regimes there have just made it worse, but especially it has escalated during this time of President Pombe Magufuli, and we know that President Uhuru Kenyatta, after he ordered for the closure of the border between Kenya and Tanzania due to COVID, COVID-19. He said only the cargoes could come inside the country, but Tanzania reiterated by banning all trucks, all cargoes, any person, anything from Kenya. We saw that. And the acts that have been coming from Tanzania have been quite passive-aggressive, to say the least. But we know that the dispute dates back to 1977 thereafter, and I think Tanzania has never forgiven us.
Thank you. I think Miriam has brought it that way from a historical point of view. My historical point of view is similar to Miriam, but changes its course as I bring up better, more information, not better, more information.
Mm-hmm.
South Africa. South Africa plays a very vital role from apartheid regime up to today. If you are tracing why Tanzania and Kenya have never been on the same footing, you go back to the apartheid regime of South Africa. President Jomo Kenyatta had a different way of handling the whites in South Africa. Had a different version. When they were forming the OAU, his views were different from the views of the rest of the leaders. His view on apartheid South Africa was, we take them on militarily, because he came from a background of a Mau Mau. I'm now teaching some people history here, those watching, people like Ina Hassan and others. They might not be older than I have, but they can pick one or two things from here. The bad relationship between Kenya and Tanzania stems back to those days when Tanzania was hosting all liberation forces that were against the apartheid and the Rhodesia and the Portuguese, who had actually occupied the southern parts of Africa. Kenya's position was different. One, we can use engagement, but also if we are, instead of hosting, and I repeat, instead of hosting rebels, let's train them there themselves, like the Mau Mau people did here, to fight on the ground, and we give them support. Nyerere's view was train them, send them to go, hit and come back. But President Jomo Kenyatta wanted an internal rebellion fomented inside resistance, an internal resistance on the parameters of Mau Mau. So it became a very complicated exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, that the relationship after independence, Mwalimu Nyerere went a different route, embraced the Eastern Europe, the Eastern wing of commercial capitalism, while Jomo Kenyatta embraced the Western wing of primitive capitalism. I don't know whether you are getting me. Does somebody know that China has capitalism, but it is commercial? I don't know. Chinese have capitalism, but it is commercial. Anakupatia loan, atamrudisha pesa zake. But the West, Britain, America, the West, Norway, they have primitive capitalism. He will build an industry and he wants that the product to be made from where he is, then brought to be sold through that industry. Or it will be his. It will be his to bank the money direct. Where? That's why you see Kenya breweries. It's an East African, is an offspring of the British East African Trading Company. You get, if you follow back, you will find that it has remnant of the East African Trading Company of Captain Sir Gordon and Cohen, or Captain Sir Lugard, and so on. Primitive accumulation of wealth. Whereas the Chinese have capitalism, which is commercial, but both of them are colonialists. It is up to you to choose the one you want to go. President Jomo Kenyatta, the late, chose to stick to the British behavior, the British Empire, the Commonwealth guidelines of administration in Kenya. President Mwalimu Julius Nyerere decided to go on a communist, socialist path where you produce rice in Ujamaa villages, but it's not your rice. You can run hungry, but you don't touch one bag and sell it. The state has to sell it and bring back the money to share in the village. So in this format, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere encouraged laziness, what we call cognitive laziness. Wesonga, are you there? Cognitive laziness. What wanalala? Oh, that is coming. That will be bringing meat. No. No. Mwalimu alisema namna hivi. No. Kenya was go and get it. Jomo Kenyatta said, if the Indians are trading, also you trade. You trade with them. Jenga duka huko nyuma. Today, the business of Kenya has been built on that basis. While the business in Tanzania was built, that it is all for all of us. If you grow coffee, it must be circulated amongst all of us. So that rivalry of choosing the path of capitalism, which one to go. Chinese could not build a railway in Kenya to compete with the East African railway, which was built to go and fetch copper in Kirembe. Where Winston Churchill said there is a country up there called the Pearl of Africa, where the climate is 70 degrees throughout the year. The weather is not cold, the weather is not hot throughout the year. What is that country called? It's the one that Museveni has malnourished up to today. So that is where the Mwalimu Nyerere's outburst was a culmination of anger that had built on for a long time. He came out to speak. Did I tell you the story that as we were planning to come to Nairobi, where it now, Amin had reached a high fever of killings. Our commanders of Kikosi Maalum came to Mombasa in 1976. They were arrested. Very senior people. And they were going to be handed over to Uganda. Mwalimu Nyerere had to fly himself to come and meet the late President Jomo Kenyatta to save those guys who were arrested in the Mombasa hotel with guns. They were planning, because Idi Amin was coming to visit Nairobi, we wanted to assassinate him. I'm sorry, Pastor, pray for me. Say hallelujah so that this thing goes away. So Nyerere had to fly into this country to save the commanders of the Uganda National Kikosi Maalum who were in Tanzania. Very high men. All of them armed in a hotel. They were arrested in a hotel called Voyager. Not Voyager, but the hotel. There's a hotel near Mombasa in the town itself. It is still there. It's one of the oldest hotels with guns and so on. They are plotted that Amin was visiting Nairobi, so Amin could be brought down. That would have brought a very big war. So the relationship of Tanzania and Kenya has been that bad from very far. Not that there is anything very significant, but the most significant thing, departure from commercial capitalism to primitive capitalism. You will find out more. For you who are interested in reading more, find out how commercial capitalism of lending you SGR, you have to pay me every month, towards the Uganda Railway, which we are still paying. It was given to us for free, isn't it, sir? Mm. We are not paying. But you get the primitively, how much have they accumulated alone? Some of the plots in Nairobi still belong to some people who have already died. And you can't touch any land title. You get my point? Mm. So that is called primitive capitalism, accumulation. It's primitive accumulation of wealth to the extent that I give you the shirt free. I give you the shirt free, but I control you how to wear it. If I see you are going to outsmart me at a rivalry, when we are looking in Malindi, we are going around to look for evening sanctuarism. Relax with a beer and on over the ocean. And I said, my friend, return my shirt. I didn't tell you to come with it here. In order to win, you know, there were some younger men use it so much, you know. You say, wewe gari yangu leta. Yet you have come with that car, your girlfriend thinks that is your car. Anakuja hapa anasema nipatie kifunguo. Tuko na desturi mbaya sisi Afrika. Waafrika tuko na desturi mbaya kabisa. Can I have my keys of my house? So the girl who thought that, oh, today my boyfriend has come, we are going home. Kumbe nyumba hapana yako. That is primitive capitalism. Whereas a Tanzanian cannot speak about embarrass you publicly. A Tanzanian, when he wants to arrest you, say, la. Ndugu yangu Muganda, ulitokea wapi? Ulikuja lini? Ulikuja na basi gani? Ulikuja na basi gani la mzee? Dr. David, ulikuja na basi gani?
Daudi.
Gari ile ilikuacha wapi? You think the man is trying to help you. Then he said, la, ngoja mama anapiga chai, lakini narudi hapo siende. Haki ya Mungu huwezi kunywa chai hiyo. The next move is that you'll see the special branch. They have come, excuse us. Tunataka tuende kwa what is the police station called? Kituo. Tunataka tunaomba. This is the word they use. Tunaomba tafadhali tuende kwa kituo ya polisi hapa. Iko maneno chache tunataka kuzungumza na wewe. Namna ulikuja namna gani? Iko watu wengine ulikuja nao ndio urudi ukunya chai. You don't think that they arrest you. Tanzanian special branches in Kenyatta up to today. The first thing they begin saying, la, mwalimu alisema wageni wote wakaribishwe. Now you say, kumbe wanakushika. You are done. So most of us were being released from this place by our commanders. Say, no, those are ours. Come, get out. So that behavior, Tanzania, the Kenyan will come and tell you, nipatie kifunguo yangu. Bring my keys. Wewe nilipatia gari yangu jana, unakuja hapa unaringaringa na gari yangu. Leta kifunguo. Now you have gone to seduce a lady that this was also your last chance. Oh, it is good I got married much earlier. What? These things are happening among us, this younger generation, they were songers. You know, you borrow somebody's Range Rover, you are going to impress the village. Then the owner follows and says, where are my keys? Jamin, watoto ya leo, this is Friday, we also teach people good manners. Don't shame your friends in public. If you have given him a shot to go and do what they call a dowry, don't go and spoil the dowry date. Leave it, let him wear it. Do the Chinese way. The Chinese way to the British way. The British way wait until the profit is not dropping in. Then they come with auctioneers. While the Chinese just come with their men, they come with 20, then the next flight is 40, then the other one is 800, then the next year they bring 2,000. So the whole town is full of young. Then you said, how did these people come?
Yeah, can you translate that for us? Are you telling us something? With the high population we've been seeing.
I'm lecturing to you the commercial capitalism and the primitive capitalism. Accumulation with dividends and accumulation with shame. The British will not shame you. That's why they carry their newspaper to the toilet. You can wait for a British man out in the toilet. If you are very bad off, go and look for the bush. You might think he is in the toilet going there. He went to read a newspaper in the toilet. And then what he went for is finished long time ago. When a Somalia Gazette, that's the only time. They don't have time to waste. So even in that precious time, they read the newspaper. So Kenya and Tanzania were built on the basis. The other one was Ujamaa villages, socialist tendencies of sharing. Up here was accumulation, myself, my God, my family. The hard work I produce, the more I get better.
The reward.
The more I buy soap, the more I buy a car, the more I buy a bicycle. Down there, bicycles will be brought from China. The more rice we produce in Chivimba, the more bicycles they send to us in Uganda. And then we ride them. So that is where the rivalry, if you are tracing it, it came to burst in 1977. It busted that way. With that incident of the 22 Ugandans found in Mombasa in a hotel where they were going to assassinate Idi Amin. Nyerere flew in here. When he returned, he made those words. He was very upset with Kenya. He saved those 22 Ugandans. And that is the history that our younger people should remember. Some of you were not there. You better hear that. And thank you very much on that one. Let's move. I don't know, unless you have a word, any of you. Let's move together to the Prime Minister of Somalia.
All right, and let me just.
Yesterday, President Faramijo appointed
Mohammed,
a great friend of mine who always go to Kempiski together. And I have been telling him in the gym that one day you will become a leader. And I want to find, there is something that is wrong with me. I think so. Is it wrong or brutal truth? Wesonga, what is it?
Confess first. The truth. Confess and then we shall.
This guy, 3 of us left the gym and they wanted to have a pizza and Luca. A few weeks ago. Then they said, go come and sit here, David. He's a very polished guy. Then we talked about, I said, Mogadishu, we have a very powerful guy, a very stupid man there called Harry. That one, I want him out. I got him out. My MPs, the British MPs are there. So I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate the people of Somalia that you have got a very good man, very, very good, honest man. Unfortunately, he has to rule for only 4 months, but we shall try to see how we can rule it beyond. We shall give him support. Now the problem, you see how God prepares the problem of the ocean. It's going to be solved nicely. We have somebody we can talk to, not the person who talks at us, like that Casimiro one. So I am happy. And a comment on Somalia. The man in power is my friend. So hallelujah. God katonda wevale nyo. That one, great guy. Handle it properly. Don't be bought by Qatar. And I told you, brother, do it nicely. Let's organize East Africa. There is hope now that one way or the other, Somalia will return. If this guy is there, these are guys who don't take a bribe. He's internationally exposed. Hapana mtu ya village like that kahali. Ka mtu ya village huko village sijui wapi. Huko. Anafanya deal na mtu moja hapa. I don't want to name him. So I thank the people of Somalia. I thank President Faremajo that now use this chance to mend friendship with the Kenyan government. Please, this man has been in Kenya. He understands the politics. Use him to mend the relationship. Don't have a quarreling relationship all the time.
All of them have been in Kenya, have we not?
Yeah, but they turn around.
All of them.
Faremajo's children and the family and the house is somewhere here. For security reasons, I can't say it. But he messed us around. He listened to Qatar more than he listened to Kenya. But with this man around, and Ina Hassan, not seems, he is polished. Even he knows how to handle forks, cutlery. Very well. We had it, honestly, 3 weeks ago. Myself, with another Somali friend of mine, we go to the same, for me, I go swimming. For them, they go running on those machines.
The treadmills.
So I swim, then we come, then we say, let's have a pizza. We usually go for pizza. And they sit on a table which does not have alcohol. But I'm the only one they allow to have my alcohol. So I'm very happy that he has become a prime minister. And I've already sent a message last night. I was the first person here who broke the news. Look at, am I wrong, Mr. Wesonga?
Not really, Dr. Matsanga.
The first person, even no citizen, nothing, nobody. Because he called me himself. He called himself, said, I got it. So let's thank God that now Kenya can work out quietly with people of good minds. They solve this problem. Thank you. Hapo mzuri. Wacha to move Uganda, my country. We are moving fast. Unless you have anything to say, Professor, anybody to say?
I don't really have much to say because you have given a correct analysis from Tanzania and Somalia. What I've heard you say about Tanzania and Kenya is only ideology. It's only an ideology. What they believe in is not what Kenya believes in. But we are there to coexist as brothers. There's nothing they do about Kenya, and there's nothing we can do about them. So we should learn to live in harmony. And you have said about Somalia, a step of Somalia is good for Kenya. They are our neighbor. Kenya, you see what Kenya has done, everything at their disposal, humanly possible, to ensure that Somalia becomes a stable country, and they go back and build their country. There's nobody who's going to build their country apart from them. And what they need to do is to have good relationship with their neighbor. So the new leadership, and now that they have stayed in Kenya and they know Kenya very well, let him make use of this opportunity when the President Kenyatta is in power. Then we can have an engagement and a conversation and remove all this kind of suspicion. Kenya, we mean well for Somalia, and then let them also do the same to Kenya, and then we move the region forward.
Absolutely.
Yes, and maybe just a rejoinder before we surge forward, Miriam. Dr. Matsanga brought in a very, very important historical aspect when he talked about the communism and the socialism and capitalism. And he mentioned about the commercial capitalism in China. And when you read the books of history, perhaps they say that because China had a branch of commercial capitalism, it is the only country in the world where communism never failed. As much as it collapsed in Russia, it collapsed in Cuba, it collapsed in Tanzania, everywhere across the globe. China remained as the only communist country where the communism never failed, because it was also having some part of it as a capitalism, what Dr. Masanga said. So I think it's a very, very good analogy, and it gives the root to our differences with Tanzania, in that these are a deeply socialist country, which had its foundation in socialism, and we were looking on the other side, on the western side of capitalism. So I think that gives us a perspective on whatever issues we are having up to today.
And of course, Tanzania at that point felt that in order for socialism to succeed there in the country, then they must completely seal themselves off from any influences from a capitalist country like Kenya.
Yes, and the medium, they, for example, a quick example, if you go well dressed in Tanzania, you have a problem.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Well dressed na hii unapiga mzuri hii wanajua huyu ndio. The entire intelligence system itakuangalia wewe.
Okay.
Either you are a drug dealer or you have something wrong with you.
Or you're simply
Paka wapate kitu. Because wote wako na, you know, this suits vile mwalimu shirts, unafikiri hata ofisi, unaingia ofisi kubwa bwana, lakini unapata mtu nasema ndio RPC hapa, regional police commander. Yeah, wewe unakuja na tai. That's why Bosco was arrested. Bosco, the Kisii thief.
Okay.
Alikuwa na nguo hizo kali sana, hizo suti. You know, free money which has been stolen. You can buy free suits. Not the suits that some of us work hard to get.
Doctor, before we conclude, because I think where we are going, we are about to conclude. I don't know if Karen is still there, and if at all she has anything to say before we go to the to our.
No, Karen likes to learn most of these things very nicely. Karen in a comment, and Karanja is also there. Karanja.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say that thank you for the history that you have taught us, and I don't think there is anything big between Kenyans and Tanzania. It's just a matter of what Wesonga is saying, is an ideological kind of a difference. Because you know, Kenyans, we are capitalists, we are hardworking, we are not really on that kind of a policy. We are into one things that are shared equally among society. But in Kenya, people work individually. I think that is why when Kenyans they go to Tanzania, they really have an upside there, because they are treated as if they are bringing a challenge. They are there to bring a competition to their businesses. That is my take on that issue between Kenya and Tanzania. And matter of Somalia having a new prime minister, I think, because you broke the news yesterday on your page, and I think the issue of ocean and the waters will be settled once and for all. And peace will establish in our community, and the issue of terrorism and so on will be tackled well. Thank you very much.
Oh, Karen. Yeah. Thank you very much, Javani Karanja from Nyeri. Tomorrow in Nyeri.
Yes.
Asante sana. Stay online. There is a controversial subject coming. This is Miriam's field. We are now on the topics that are for the diaspora dispatches of Miriam, Tanzania. Now we are jumping to another one, which is hot, very hot. And I told you, Miriam, again, Mama, you give me this thing of a prophet. I told you. Karen.
Yes, I do not have anything to add to what all of you have said. I'm grateful, and I'm so happy you gave us this historical breakdown. I didn't have an idea, but thank you very much.
I can see you are rushing to the sea. Don't worry.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, Miriam, this thing of Uganda, Do you talk about it or I keep quiet?
Perhaps you give us an update about this $5 million US.
Mr. Bob Wine has lost the party. Mr. Bob Wine has lost his new political party. The man who sold him the political party, and they agreed $5 million. Bob Wine, he alleged he did not pay. I did not know that a party can cost $5 million. The man has disappeared. The man went on radio, TV, and said, we agreed for them to pay the money. They haven't paid me the money. So he says, President Museveni has taken away the man and they have sabotaged his electoral bid. Miriam,
I think
a few months ago,
yes,
I told you, even from last year, I told you, you cannot bypass the men who suffered for the coronation and you go to coronate yourself. I don't know whether Wesonga gets it. You have prepared a coronation for 35 years and somebody comes to jump and coronate himself, Professor Onyani. I told Miriam that this guy might not be on the ballot. And that's exactly, if us have been fighting, or our government started to be fought in 1981. How many years are those? 39 years. I know Museveni in and out. The lips, the jaw, the nose, everywhere. When he's annoyed, I know. And I told you here that any newcomer, amateur coming in, you will be wrestled very easily. So as we speak now, breaking news for Wesonga, because I know Wesonga is with Bob Wine. Every younger man is with Bob Wine. And I know I can see the smile on the face of Karen. It's Bob Wine.
We are sympathizers.
Unfortunately, you better check. He doesn't have a political party as this morning.
Courtesy of who?
The owner of the party has taken it back. And you have now have you seen that? That's when the owner. He gave him a party. But now the owner, someone went to the owner, said, we shall offer you $10 million. Remove the party. Now here we are. And be careful. This is only the beginning of a gymnastics towards nomination.
Because now the window has closed, Doctor, for any presidential aspirants to give their names.
No, wait. The window is coming next month.
Oh, so there's still some hope there.
There's hope.
Okay.
But how will you go there when there is a contentious issue on your party? You have to go to court to sort it. And now, the more Bob Wine goes to court, the more he loses credibility. Because these guys have alleged that he bought a party for $5 million. Is this $5 million tax-free? Where did it come from? Who funds Bob Wine? Have you now discovered what I was talking about? Pastor Champlain.
But doctor, has he been able to pay? Has he been able to pay the 5 million? I think that's what is.
They are still haggling.
Okay.
They had an agreement that after surrendering my party, you give me the 5 million. So this man waited for the $5 million, did not come.
Which means he doesn't have the 5 million.
Did not come. He begged them, they did not come. So he decided to take his party back. Don't you think that is the highest type of strategy? You know, if you are dealing with a man who has been in the field and who studied political science like President Museveni,
and who acts like a mafia.
You must be careful. Because this is a government. The government, if they offer the 5 million, the government will offer you 10 million. To make the opponent on the day when Bob Wine goes with the document to put, they will technically knock him out. You don't have a party. They are waiting on Kofia. I told them, you see people, they don't listen. The government has already gazetted the red berets.
Yeah, for the military.
As not to be used. So they are waiting until you come with the red beret. And you have done all photographs, identity, everything. And they will give you the last day of nomination. Then you arrive like 11, and they give you the last hour. Our nomination is at midday. So they will say you come at 11:30.
Dirty politics. Doctor, the politics in Uganda need to be sanitized. I think they're really.
No, don't ask me. I am not there.
It needs to be sanitized.
I'm on that. Please, Miriam, yes. Miriam, I suffered. I've lost my father, my wife, and then please, leave it. Now, that's why I told you I don't want to touch that. Now, at 11:30, candidate number 4, Chagulanyi, Bob Wine, walks into the returning officer for nomination. They start looking through the paperwork too. Date of birth. Remember, there's a crisis on date of birth.
Yeah.
Already someone has taken Bob Wine to court. The case is not yet determined. Then finally, it is coming to 12 midday. Then they say, we would like to bring these things before 12 o'clock. What will you do? You can't contest on any paper. Nobody will count your votes. You will not be on the ballot paper. There will be nobody voting for the ballot paper. The party has been taken. And unfortunately, Bob, which party are you standing on? 0. So the basic thing, and I wrote him a message, a tweet, because I like him. He's courageous. I said, just stand as an independent. Just now, leave this party, leave it, and put it. In fact, you know what?
That's a good idea.
You know what? Miriam has a point. The party registration is over.
Yeah.
So he's in catch 22 already. The party registration for parties to register with, so that the printing of ballot papers with your color, with your photograph and so on, has already begun. So the best thing that the younger man can do now is to look for Mr. the man who sold him the party, whom they have discovered is missing. He's gone missing. My fellow panelists, I told you that these elections, which are scientific, but not to be scientific.
It's a lot of acrobatics.
They are proving to show science now.
Doctor, a lot of acrobatics rather going on there.
Acrobatics, yes, very high acrobatics.
Yeah.
The man who sold Bob Wine the party is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Then unknown people identified as soldiers came and occupied his house. And they chased the occupants, locked them out.
Guerrilla tactics. Mm-hmm.
Now, are we all right? So, a nation like Kenya, plan ahead, prepare for the wind to fall.
Mm-hmm.
For me, your friend David, as I am here speaking to you, I told you, my mother told me, don't try. She's alive. She said, don't. You've done your best. You brought peace. They enjoy and even what is this to do? What is that?
You snore.
Eh?
They snore at night. They enjoy the sleep.
Snore, They sleep and snore comfortably. I don't enjoy it. They gongered me my money, $332,000 for the peace process I did. So the younger man is gonna suffer the types of treats that I suffered. I am here. If it was not a miracle, God, I would have lost my house and everything. So there you are. After bringing peace, not even a medal or half a medal. You know, if they give you katono katema medal to show even the kabaj, if the president is putting the badge here for honoring you, you will keep that badge forever.
The peace envoy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I brought the peace. Peace was there. They turned on me and said, they fought him and chased him away. They did not even regard our peace process. So this younger man is that's the situation in Uganda, Miriam, as we woke up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Wine has no party.
Daniel.
Yes, I think it's a bit unfortunate, and Dr. Matsanga says, the group of Dr. Matsanga are coming of age, and it's now time for Bobby Wine and his peers now also to take up the struggle and be able to fight for his right for Uganda. You know, they cannot expect Dr. Matsanga and the likes who were there in the first liberation to come back again to be able to take up the fight. So it will be up to Bobby Wine and the young people of Uganda to consider and be able to go back to the drawing table, re-strategize, and be able to liberate Uganda going forward. But looking at the elections, I think, as we've been saying here on this channel, the elections have already lost the credibility, and I don't think they're going to be free, fair, and meet the will of the people of Uganda. So it's only noble that Bobby Wine takes the position that Kizza Besigye took of abstaining from taking part in those fraudulent elections. Otherwise, it's something that perhaps might plunge the country into more chaos if the party persists in going the same direction that the country is headed to.
So thank you very much, Miriam. Professor, your comment as we wind up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know whether you get me. My internet has difficulties. You get me?
Yeah, Yeah, we hear you, but you are breaking up.
Yes, the signal there is not very clear, Professor. We're not able to hear you clearly.
Now you speak and we see.
What I'm trying to say, what's happening in Uganda to Papua and it's very strategically abstain is happening in this country. And the national assistant movement has become very strategic. That's how you know.
Just use the audio. Use the audio. Use the audio. Use the audio. Yes, Prof.
All right, we seem to have lost him there. Perhaps Karen could give us a final
Karen,
Yes,
your comment. I like your comments. They are short, precise, deadly piercing.
Yeah, thank you. Well, on the issue on Uganda, I have always been for young people taking over and bringing us to, we're moving with the times. But I was against the scientific reflections from the word go. And when we are talking of the credibility, when we consider the factor of credibility and we have to question it, then it doesn't make sense. Why should we have the scientific elections? That is all I have to say.
Oh, thank you. Mo Muhammad has appeared. Mo Haji Abdi has appeared today. Or he was watching from the behind the scenes. Oh, Miriam. Bob Wine issue worried me so much. I wish him good luck. Some of us have battled with that same system for a long time. God will guide him. May him, if I were him, if he just said he doesn't want to take part in the elections, it's enough to have the franchised Museveni's elections. That's it. You leave them to choose what they want, and you remain as a citizen and watch events. But this thing of going, now the owner who sold him the party has disappeared. He might not be even, we don't know where he is. Honestly, they don't know where he is.
So
they have looked everywhere. The police are saying they don't know. So,
yeah, has he disappeared or he has been disappeared? He has been helped to disappear. Oh, Ugandan politics there. Those are Dr. what they call the dirty politics there. All right, very well. Thank you so much.
Whenever you blame me with this. Give some space for tears for me. I know you have a very big space for me for tears. Miriam, that's the type of life I've gone through for 39 years. So when you see me quiet, give me food when you have. When I don't have, always give me what you can. And for me also, I've grew up. It is only a refugee who can pull out money from his pocket and give anybody, and he remains with nothing. It is me. Believe me or not. And that is what it is. Karen and Daniel and Miriam. I don't want to see anyone suffering the way I suffered. So at times I remain with no money. You find somebody with 5 children, he's struggling to pay a bill at a shop. This David here, I've done it on several occasions. And you can see a child is with, or children, he has come to shop, but they are, mommy, I want this, I want, mommy say, I don't have the money. At times I've told them, get the things. Go and then you can see the children running back to the shelves. They know what they want, and I pay. So for all these years, I've been like that, and God has helped me, and that's why I'm here. So when I see this younger man suffering, you don't know. You can't know. I went to look for people who had killed 1 million people. I brought them to table. I had an agreement. I had to be paid. The European Union brought the cash to pay me. My president said he will pay me. This is 11 years now. I've never received even a penny. All hotels, all airlines were cleared in money. I am the only one he hates. So you tell me I should go there and do what? If a man can point you out and refuse to pay you, and the man knows that the European Union was going to pay you, Okama, Akama, and Karen, Miriam, the diplomats themselves were in a meeting. They said they have the money, they are handing it over to Dr. Riakamacha. Payments of all the bills. But the president comes up, we're in a meeting. Chikaya is there, Chisano is there, Riaka is there, Rugunda is there, everybody is there. The president stands up and says, Dr. Matsanga has done a great job for this country. The government of Uganda will pay the bill, which you don't pay him. We don't, usually it talks like it. We don't take imperialistic money. You pay other bills, Riak, I will pay him. $332,000 of allowance of 2 years. Going to the bush, coming back, going by plane. At times, the helicopter. I don't climb a helicopter because of that. We almost died in Garamba Park with Chisano and Riaka Machanda and Rugunda. I don't know why they put us on the same, all of us dignitaries. UN made a big mistake. Put us on the same helicopter. It was going to kill all of us. Security-wise, that was not good. So I came out with nothing. So if you think this acrobat of your being a man you have negotiated with the party man, then a man towards the election, the owner of the party disappears. And is not seen anywhere. He's not in police custody. You don't know where he is. So how do you begin? What about the real election? Then how will it be? That is my question. So a person who stands very far like me, leave me. When you see any food you have left, give me to eat. Let me be as I am. I washed my hands off. I don't want to know. And I told you several times, Miriam, that is only the beginning. You read the stories. They are going to be very nice, sweet, juicy, but they will end up messy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't think there's even a need for us to add anything there, Doctor. Thank you so much. Professor Jared Onyari, thank you so much for being part of the show today. We apologize for that problem with your signal. You're not able to give your final thoughts there. Daniel Wesonga, thank you. And of course, Karen, all the way from Malindi, thank you so much. And I think, Doctor, we end it here.
Thank you very much. I just want to say we have done a great job on the question of corruption. When you started the program was so high, and we have explained the blueprint of the president. We have told the people what we feel about corruption and what we have achieved. I want to thank the people of all our viewers that on Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, we shall be here. Karen has not attended that Sunday show.
I think that's the time
but
she goes
she's
to the
going
beach.
to be, she might be busy. Are you busy on Sunday? If you are free, you can attend. If you are not free, don't disappear in the ocean. Stay around the ocean and go and wash, swim. Karen?
She's already gone to the ocean.
I haven't left yet.
The Songa wishes he was in Malindi, I swear.
Oh, no.
You can see the type of, Miriam, have you seen the type of eyes? Please, stay where you are.
You better.
I wish you a good weekend, all of you.
Thank you.
And if you are free on Sunday, you can join us. If you are not free, don't mind. Don't sleep too much. And enjoy, gather more information for us. We shall miss your weather updates. But next week, we shall be only enumerating the president's achievement, everything that he has done, the blueprint on. So Wesonga prepare as many as possible. What he has done, what he has achieved, how far he has done it, including we shall tell Ina Hassan how much money we have collected from corruption proceeds, which we have recovered. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you, Miriam, especially for being motherly. Don't allow your child to go to school. No, die with the child
In the house.
near you.
Yes, indeed.
And thank you very much, Karen. Continue smiling for Punchline Africa TV. Mr. Wesonga, thank you. Champlain, Professor, thank you. We know you are seeing us from the background. You are gone, but you are in spirit. Thank you. Miriam, why did art for us?
I think you already done that. So our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Let's meet here on Sunday, God willing, at 2 p.m. East African time for another show of Africa Showdown. For now, it is bye-bye from all of us. Enjoy your weekend.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.